Okay, let's make this review. Nope. What is up, Disney nerds? Today, I just got back from seeing the latest Disney movie, The Haunted Mansion, or Haunted Mansion. I have some thoughts on it, and I have been hearing a lot of reviews on this movie. This was one of my most anticipated movies of this year, and now that I've seen it, I am very questionable on it. But let's jump right into it. There may be minor spoilers in this, nothing too much. I will tell you when I'm gonna get into like big spoiler details, so you can jump a little bit ahead. But yeah. But also, I really want to show you something cool right here. This is a popcorn bucket. I didn't get it today, but it was for the Haunted Mansion. Let me turn the lights off so you can see the full effect. As you see here, it is Madame Leota, which this is really cool, and it has the Haunted Mansion logo, and it's just a popcorn bucket. I really love this, not gonna lie. But yeah, this is so cool, and I always justify my buyings when it comes to popcorn buckets because I never get to use them again for popcorn. But this is a cool decoration, especially for right here, and maybe for Halloween time. Okay, now let's jump into the video. Okay, so starting off with this movie, I was very hesitant because early reviews that I follow reviewers on TikTok or online said that this movie isn't that great, and I get it. Like, I can understand some people didn't even like the first Haunted Mansion movie. On Letterboxd, the first Haunted Mansion movie has like a 2.8 out of 5 stars, and personally, I really like the first Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy, and I gave that movie an 8 out of 10, and it's not really well received apparently on Letterboxd and on other reviewers that I like and follow. But needless to say, I was still very hopeful with going into this movie, and I could say this movie's very enjoyable. It's very fun. It's definitely a fun watch. And also another thing that I keep hearing about this movie is that it's not scary enough, or it's not really funny, or like there's too many jokes in it that like it has like the MCU humor to it. And what I have to say for that is, this is a Disney attraction movie. This isn't a horror movie, people. It's definitely a movie that you go like to watch for like a Halloween type movie, like Coraline or Paranorman, something like that, or like the first Haunted Mansion movie. This has the same level of humor as the first Haunted Mansion movie, maybe a little bit more. That's another thing that I didn't really understand with this movie is it has a lot of Halloween elements to it, and minor spoilers, I guess. It ends with it being in Halloween, and it came out in July. Why? I don't get that. It should have been released in late September or early October, in my opinion. That's when I would have released it. But jumping into plots, I'm giving this plot a 6 out of 10. It's simple. It is a Disney attraction ride. And it's actually really cool. It's very different from the first movie when it comes to plot. This one's basically two people, mother and a son, go into the house, see that it's haunted, and basically wanted to get kind of like exorcism, whatever you say, to get the ghosts and goblins out of there, which is pretty simple enough, and you can't go wrong with that. And honestly, there's nothing really bad about it. The plot is very cool. It's simple. I really like Lakeith Stanfield's character in here as, I'm sorry if I butchered his name completely. That was my apologies. But Ben's character in this movie, he is definitely the shining star and probably the main character of this film. And I'm actually very surprised because this doesn't feel like a movie that he would be a part of, especially seeing that he was in like Knives Out and Get Out. This movie's very good when it comes to dealing with grief or a lost one. And it is very serious when it comes to that. So that's another thing that I actually really like about this movie's plot. It deals with grief in a very good way, and that's something that I can say positively about this movie. But I don't really get the vibes of a Haunted Mansion movie, where like the first Haunted Mansion movie, I got the vibes that it's like, whoa, this is a Haunted Mansion movie. This is exactly how I feel while riding the ride at Disney World or Disneyland. I've never been to Disneyland, but POVs of the ride. The same vibes I get from just the Haunted Mansion in a Disney park. With this movie, I don't necessarily. I don't get the vibes of a Haunted Mansion that is at a Disney park. I get more of the vibes of a commercial for a Disney ride. And that's a thing, I guess, that I didn't really care for with the plot. Visually, I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. The cinematography is great. I will say there are a few shots in here that I was like, that's a little bit off. But for the main part, I really did enjoy the cinematography. There's a lot of CGI in this movie compared to the first one. And I'm going to be comparing this movie to the first one because these are like the only two Haunted Mansion movies besides The Muppets. So this movie has a lot of CGI when it comes to the ghost, or when it comes to Jared Leto's character, the Hatbox Ghost, where the first one had very detailed like zombie ghosts and stuff like that, or like the ghosts were actual people that turned into ghosts when they would pass through walls. And I think I appreciate that a lot more when it comes to like the characters. However, the cinematography in this movie is great. I really like the feel when you see the Haunted Mansion, and I really appreciate every little detail that they put into the background or the aesthetic of this movie. I really like the aesthetics, but I don't get the vibe that I'm in the Haunted Mansion ride. I get more, again, like I'm experiencing a commercial or seeing like I just don't see a Disney Haunted Mansion while seeing this movie. But there is a lot of stuff that's in the ride that I appreciate, such as the Hatbox Ghost, such as the two ghosts that have a duel in the middle of the hallway. And I really do like the scenes where the hallway is stretching out, and just everything about the world building in the first one is great, where in this one I feel like the backyard is like tiny. Like we barely see anything in the backyard. We're mainly in like only two rooms, like the dining room and the living room. We're not anywhere else in the house. This mansion is a house. They do not go explore the mansion at all. We see one bedroom, we see the attic for just a tiny sequence, and then we see mainly the living room where they all spend the nights, and then the dining room. We never see anything else, and then the backyard for like a tiny minute at the end. For acting, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Again, the acting performances are really good. Lakeith Stanfield is probably the best actor in here, and Danny DeVito's character was really funny. Everyone was really laughing at Danny DeVito the whole time. He was great. Owen Wilson's character was fine. I didn't really care for his character as much as the other ones. And everyone else was really good. I will say Jamie Lee Curtis felt like she was only in here to get the paycheck. She wasn't really in here to be in like the movie. And that's another thing. I felt like they were very misusing Madame Leota. Like I would have really appreciated to see more Madame Leota. Soundtrack, I'm giving a 6 out of 10. Now, I didn't really care for the soundtrack. And it's very weird because normally I love the Haunted Mansion soundtrack. From the ride, I love that whole thing. Even like the piano songs, those are in here, but they're only in here for like a few seconds. And we even hear the whole 99 Ghosts song. That's not in here. Like I did not see that song in here at all. It could have been, and I just didn't really hear it. I really liked the piano keys though. I definitely felt suspenseful, but there wasn't really any like song in here that, or like score in here that like I was in love with. Enjoyment, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy the comedy and the drama of this movie. Again, like the comedy was good. It just was a bit over the top. It does feel like a very high budget Disney Channel movie. Like it does not feel like it's a theatrical movie. However, I really would have liked it if it was released around Halloween, because I'm not getting hyped by it in any way. Like, if it was around Halloween, I would have been like, yes, this gets me so excited for Halloween. This gets me pumped to see, like, some ghouls and goblins outside. But what am I going to do with this movie? I'm just going to go back home and be like, okay, that was cool. That was fun. Like, and I know, like, it is a fun time, but, like, I really would have liked to sat down with this movie with some popcorn, with all my Halloween decorations, and then go home and carve a pumpkin. Spoilers. This is spoilers. I'm just saying it right now. So the whole ending rant is going to be spoilers. So just skip to the overall score. And for ending, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. This ending just was okay. It just felt a little rushed for me. Like, the whole time they were very hyping up the whole movie, like, it was very good. The climax was the final scene, and then all of a sudden, like, they just kind of defeat him, and it's like, really? Like, they just defeat the Hatbox Ghost, and, like, I really do appreciate the whole grief session with the Hatbox Ghost and Ben, but it's just, like, they defeat him so easily. Kind of, it ended with me going, really, that's it? Now, I will say I did really like the whole tater tot scene where, like, it was the cat, and then the man, Ben, came over to the cat and said, oh, what's your name? Like, saw the name tag and it said tater tot. That was really cute, because the whole thing, there was, like, a whole thing with tater tots, where the wife really liked tater tots, and, was going out to get tater tots, and that's when she died. And there's, like, the whole angel wings, and whenever you see, like, something that resembles a loved one, it kind of, like, shows you that, like, she's there, and, like, that was really emotional, and I did feel that. But, and that's what was really cool, the grieving thing, like, kind of came to, like, a whole scene, like, he finally accepts that his wife is dead, and he knows that she knew he loved her, and that's really cute, and I really did like that, but the ending was still bad. Okay, so I guess overall, I'm giving this movie a 69 out of 100. It's not a 70 because there could be a bit better. If the ending was a little bit better, it would have been up to a 70, but I'm still going to put it in the 60s range. So it's a 7 out of 10. It's, again, I know I've said, like, I'm complaining about this movie a lot, but if you average all my numbers up, it does come out to this score, and it's worth it. Like, it is very good. It's very enjoyable. It just, again, like, I don't really get any, like, vibes of, like, a Disney Haunted Mansion. It just feels like a haunted house movie that's created by Disney. Like, I'm not getting Disney attraction feels from this movie like I did with the first Haunted Mansion movie. The first Haunted Mansion movie, in my opinion, is way better if you're looking for a Disney attraction movie. This feels like a Disney movie that should have came out around Halloween time, and this feels like a very Halloween movie. This does not feel like a Disney attraction film, such as Pirates of the Caribbean, Jungle Cruise, and the first Haunted Mansion movie. Now, I know I'm being a bit too harsh on this movie because it is good, and I did enjoy it. I think I was just looking forward to it a lot more than what it offered me. It definitely, if you know what the Disney ride is and, like, you analyzed it, you see all, like, the details in the Disney ride, you're going to like this movie because it shows every Easter egg. And I really did appreciate that. I really did enjoy this movie. It's a fun watch. But you definitely need to, like, just turn off your brain and just sit down and watch it. I can't get over the fact that it came out in July. And I know I said that like 10 times in this video, but it really is stupid that this movie came out in July for it being a Halloween film. Like, am I the only one this is, like, basically, like, a Christmas movie that comes out in August or September. Like, it's a Christmas movie that came out in September. Like, that's weird. Like, this is a Halloween movie that came out in July, and I just don't understand why. Alright, well, regardless, this movie's very fun, and definitely check it out. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the movie. I know I've been seeing a lot of terrible reviews on this movie, and I don't think it's as bad as what people say. Actually, I enjoy the movie a lot. I gave it a 7 out of 10. That is a good score. So it is definitely a good movie. It's just a movie that you need to sit down and not think about it. You can't analyze this movie like you would The Godfather or something. Or like Oppenheimer. You can't analyze this movie like it's a big movie that it needs analyzation. This movie definitely does not. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe. We are almost at 500 subscribers. I can't believe that. So please make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell for future videos and reviews like this. And make sure you share this video with your friends. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought on the movie down below. With that being said, this is Nerd Out. Peace.